Okay, you guys, so I'm off the clock. I'm off the clock as of right now. I'm not expecting any client to reach out to me for services for intake. Today was the last day for intakes between 4:30 and 6. So I do have another intake day for Monday of next week. And it's going to go back to regular schedule for Mondays for intake. So that will be the only day that I do intakes for my practice. And if anyone were to contact me for an intake, I would just simply get them on the calendar for next Monday, if my calendar is open for that. But I wanted to get on here because you guys are reading the title correctly. Most people don't want relationships with people, you guys. I think some people out here just love the fact that they're in a relationship with you, and they can say that they're in a relationship with you, but to simply say that they're in a relationship with you because they actually genuinely want a relationship with you and they want to build something with you and they want to pour into you in a relationship. I would have to say that most people are not out here genuinely looking for relationships because of love, or genuinely looking for relationships because they want a healthy union with someone, or the simple fact that they have something that they can offer you. What am I saying, you guys? I'm saying that dating is a waste of time in 2025. And if you're out here looking for love from someone, you're wasting your time, because most people are not looking for love. Most people are not looking for healthy relationships. Most people are looking to take from you, not pour into you, and they're only with you because you're benefiting them in some kind of way. This is why I'm not for relationships. I'm sorry. I'm just not for relationships, you guys. Do I have men approach me about relationships? Yeah, and I turn those men down. And the reason why I turn these men down is because 9 times out of 10, men who are approaching me for relationships, they're not genuinely looking for relationships. When men approach me, you men are normally looking for some kind of need to get met. You men are only approaching women to get your needs met. Either you need a woman for sex, you need a woman because you're lonely, you need a woman because of cooking, you need a woman because you need somebody to clean for you, you need a mommy replacement. That's what I mean by most men are only approaching women to get their needs met. Excuse me, you guys. Most, excuse me, most of you men, I'm sneezing, allergy season. Most of you men who are approaching women, you're not genuinely looking for love with women. You're not. And dating you men of today is a waste of time anyway, because there's absolutely no benefit in dating you men of today. I need somebody to tell me what benefit are you going to get out of dating a man. I need somebody to come on up, get on the panel, and tell me what benefit are women going to get dating men. Because I don't see any benefit there. I'm sorry, you guys. I see no benefit in women dealing with men of today. I need for you men to tell me, how are you benefiting women in some kind of way? How? How are you benefiting the women that you're with in a positive way? Are you finessing them, or are you whining and dining them? When I say whining and dining, these women that you men supposed to you men that uh you supposed to love these women, are you taking your girlfriends out on dates consistently, even if you're married to these women? Are you financing them with money? Are you leading the relationships and marriages healthily? Are you making the environment safe for them emotionally and mentally and physically? Are you spiritually pouring into these women the way that they need to be poured into? Meaning, is your relationship with God strong? Do you have a relationship with God if you're a man? Are you in the Word of God with your wife or your girlfriend? That's what I mean by spiritual. Are you men in the Word of God? Are you reading the Bible? Are you actively going to church with your wife and your girlfriend? That's what I mean, you guys. That's what I mean. Then are you taking care of your wives and your girlfriend in the bedroom? Are you pleasing them before you please yourself? Let me grab my grandmother's food right quick, you guys, and then I'm going to continue on with this because this is why I feel like most relationships of today are a waste of time. Let me hold on a second, you guys. You know, are you men taking care of your wives, your girlfriends? You know, are you cheating on them? Are you being faithful in your relationship? Mentally, are you supporting your wife and your girlfriend? Emotionally, are you supporting your wife and your girlfriend? Are you? Are you pouring into these women that you love, that you say that you love? Are you helping your wife and your girlfriend with chores? Are you helping your wife and your girlfriend in the kitchen? That's what I mean by most people are not genuinely looking for relationships because they genuinely love the person that they're with. Most of you are only in relationships because of the idea of saying that you're in a relationship with somebody so that you can get online and flex it. Or you can get online and say, well, at least I was married. But are you being benefited from? Are the men that you ladies are involved with, are they benefiting you in some kind of way? Are these men pouring into you the way that you would pour into yourself? Or are you just in a relationship benefiting yourself? Where you're taking care of your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual needs. Because guess what? Akina is taking care of her mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual needs. I'm taking care of me. Who takes care of Akina? I take care of Akina. I take care of my mental needs, my emotional needs, my physical needs, my spiritual needs. Financial needs, I take care of me and my children. I'm so sick and tired of you women in relationships with men and they're not benefiting you any kind of way. What's the point of you dealing with these men? Just to say that you got somebody, or just because you're getting piped down? Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Because, honey, if you're just in a relationship because your man is piping you down, giving you, I don't know, wax sex, honey, you're better off buying a vibrator. And these are the same men sitting online talking about they want women to submit to them when they're not even pouring into women. You men do realize before you marry that woman or before that woman marries you, you got to demonstrate, bro, that you're capable of being submitted to. You got to prove that to women. And you men are not proving that to women. You're not proving that to women that you're dating. You're not proving that to women that you are married to. Because these women are sitting online complaining about you and your low tier behavior. Look, if I got to take care of me mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, I don't need you men. If I got to take care of Akina, why do I need you men out here? For what reason? Why are you dancing? And I call it, why are you dancing around in my energy if you're not benefiting me any kind of way? You guys do understand that relationships are supposed to be give and take. It is supposed to be reciprocation, back and forth. You're pouring into that man is pouring into you, vice versa. These men are not pouring into women out here. They're just taking and taking and taking and taking. I'll give you an example. Mentally, they're trauma dumping on you about their job and all of their problems, mentally and emotionally. They're coming broken to you women. All kind of trauma, all kind of past baggage that they've had with women in relationships. Spiritually, they don't have a relationship with God. They don't go to church. They don't believe in God. How are they going to lead you anywhere? And how are you going to submit to them if they haven't submitted to God? Physically, most of y'all are not getting orgasms sleeping with men. I know that's probably going to hurt some men's feelings. Most of you men out here, you're not satisfying women physically. You're not satisfying women physically. Women are still having to use the vibrator after sleeping with many of you. You're just getting them wet between the legs and you're just, I don't know, dilly dallying around down there and you're getting yourself off and these women are not even getting off. And furthermore, some of these women have to pretend that they're having a big O with you, not to hurt your feelings, man, because you're not even reaching their G spots. You talk all this big noise about how you can satisfy a woman and how you pack it and how endowed you are until it's actually time to actually show up, man. And when you do get the opportunity to show in and show out, you can't even put in and put out. And I know this is probably going to hurt some of you men's feelings, but women need to be real with you men. Most women are not getting sexually satisfied by you men. You want her to do all of that stuff for you. You know what I'm talking about, behind the closed doors and under the sheets. Take care of you and please you, but you're not pleasing her. You're not even pleasing her mentally. She got to literally tell you what to do in the bedroom to satisfy her. And man, you so small, she got to use a magnifying glass. You think you're doing something, but you're actually not doing anything. Ladies, y'all have got to stop pouring into these men, man. They're not whining and dining you, finessing you, courting you, taking you out to nice restaurants. And I feel like a man who values a woman, he's going to make that first impression to be the best. He's going to come and he's going to be together. He's not going to come half stepping. He's going to be together. Man, that man is going to be dressed up from head to toe in his suit and tie. Best dress outfit. Every man has a best dress outfit. Listen to me. My grandfather had what we would call a best dress outfit. What he would wear to church every Sunday. You're not telling me these men don't have suits and ties and shoes. And back then, my grandfather wore penny loafers. And he wore his cowboy boots. And he had his cowboy hat. Where are these men at who know how to dress? Shirts tucked down in the pants with the ties, and shirts buttoned up. Where are these men at? Where are they at? Who's dressing these men out here? Where? Let me just continue on. These men, they, like I said, they just don't value women no more. What has happened to American men? And if you look at the men and how they dressed back in the 70s compared to the men of today, you men don't have anything on the men back then to now. You don't have anything on those men from that era. Because those men courted women. Men, if you wanted to date a woman, you had to put down a dowry. If you wanted to date and court and marry that woman, you had to put down a financial offering. You wanted to date that woman, you had to get permission from her daddy. And if her daddy said, no, you're not taking my daughter out on a date, you're not taking his daughter out on a date. And guess what? Even if he do give you permission, bro, you had a chaperone. You couldn't just take that woman and take off with her without getting permission from her daddy. And you were lucky if her daddy didn't follow you and tell you in your car. What happened to these men, you guys? When I look at men of today, sorrowful. You men are a disappointment. How you dress and how you carry yourselves. How you even approach women. You're not approaching women for relationships. You're approaching women for sex. You just want to lay up at Netflix and chill and go lay up in hotels and motels. And this is what you women are dealing with out here, dealing with these men. So when I have these men approaching me, it ain't because they're approaching me healthily. No, they're still on bullshit. They're approaching me to get some kind of a need met. Don't care about my needs. Don't care about my boundaries. I'm just gonna get with her or get next to her so that I can get between her legs and get with her in bed. Don't know nothing about me, but just want to get next to me to get something from me. And it's just all based on codependency. And I feel that people who get in relationships nowadays, you're just getting in relationships because you need a need met. You just date somebody because you need a house. You just dating this person because they got money. You just dating them because they know how to cook. So when you ask these men, why do they love the women that they're with? They can't tell you anything outside of the labor part. Man, why can't you love this woman because of her personality or her beauty or her smartness? Why is it always because she is doing something for you? And when are you men going to actually do something for women without looking for anything back in return? Why is it always transactional with you men? Why is it always transactional? And then you turn around and you call women gold diggers or ATM machines when they're demanding that you pay them in money or gifts because you're taking from women and you're not pouring into these women. You invite a woman out to dinner. Why can't it just be you inviting a woman out to dinner to get to know her and possibly spend the rest of her life with her if the date goes well? Why is it always, oh, if I take a woman out to dinner, we're going to have sex? Why can't it just be, man, you just taking her out to dinner? Why is it always you trying to get something from a woman when you're the one who's initiating it? Why can't it just be you men actually treating women with respect and like human beings? But then why do you get upset when women charge you for services that you're taking from them? And I'm not talking about just in sex, you guys. Just talking to women and women are charging you men. It is because most of you are not worth talking to. Women who charge you to have sex with them because the sex is whack. Women can go long periods of time without sex, men. It's you men who can't do that. But then you complain when women are charging you for their time, energy, and resources being used. Why? Because men, you are nature. You are selfish by nature. You're a transactional species. You can't ever do anything for women out of the kindness of your heart because many of you men, you lack empathy. You don't have no empathy for women or no sympathy for women because all you care about is getting your needs met. Do I need to take this to church? Well, all you men care about is getting your needs met. As long as women are servicing you, it's all good and gravy. But the minute a woman demands this, and that, it is a problem getting her needs met. And this is why I tell women it's time to decenter men. Start charging these men for your time, your energy, and your resources being used. Dish out exactly what these men are giving you. You're going to mirror them. You don't pour into me, guess what? I'm not going to pour into you. You're not going to come to me giving me the half best of you when I'm giving you the full version of myself. You're not going to enjoy the benefit of having access to me when you haven't poured into me to even be granted that type of access. When you go to the ATM and you don't have money in there, what does this say? Insufficient funds, access denied. My access will be denied. I am not obligated to deal with you men or anybody who's not pouring into me the way that I need to be poured into. You men, you go and you take your money, you go to strip clubs, you go to bars, you spend your money however you want to. But the minute a woman asks you to buy her a bouquet of flowers, chocolates, a nice anniversary gift, a nice birthday gift, these are things that women are expecting. You men gripe and complain about the cost of how much these things are. But then you get online and you complain about women being gold diggers when you don't even appreciate the women that you supposedly love and care about. And most of you don't even have gold to even be calling women gold diggers because most of you are broke. You can't even afford to take the women out that you love and care about on a nice dinner date. And married people, you guys should be dating each other each and every day. But yet these are the same men online complaining about a male loneliness epidemic when they're not even giving women the full versions or the best versions of themselves. And then they're on here complaining about why women are rejecting them. Most of you men are cheap and broke. You're full of monogamy, sexism, and everything else. But then you're expecting women to pour into you when you are not willing to pour into women. Most of you, when you approach women, you're not coming to women with respect. You're coming being selfish and manipulative. And I don't know why you men cannot just approach women in your authentic selves. Why do you always have to mask who you are when you're out here dealing with women? And why can't you be true about who you are and what you're looking for? And for me, if you're a man and you're approaching me, man, just be honest with me and tell me what it is that you're looking for. Are you just looking to get laid? Or are you looking for a relationship? Be true with yourself, because women can see beyond you men. Like all of these mind games and manipulative games and playing games, all of this old childish behavior. Look, I see any of that, I'm out the door. I don't give a damn how good you look. I don't care what kind of money you have. I don't care what you're driving around in or what you live in. If you're coming to me with all of that bullshit like that at your big overgrown ass age, I'm leaving you just where I found you. I am moving on, and I am not going to entertain that type of behavior. And these are men, ladies, who have never grown up emotionally or mentally, but then they're out here in grown women's faces talking about they're looking for real women. No, you men are not looking for real women. Most of you act like children. You act like children when you can't get what you want from women. You act like children when you are rejected, and you have little man tantrums online and in your little closet spaces about women. You're not looking for a real woman, because real women are not going to deal with you men like that. You come in with all of that childish immaturity, emotional immaturity, all that man child. I call you types of men, I call you baby kings. You're not real kings. You don't have no kingdoms. You don't have nothing that a woman wants but just drama, trauma, poverty, stress. You're the types of men out here who would just ruin a good woman if she were in your face. You're the types of men out here, you're breaking women's hearts, man. You're playing all kind of mind games and leading women on and stringing women on. And then you think that these women are supposed to give you the time of day. In the end, women are not obligated to give you men anything. Because if you want to act like that, you can be alone and by yourself. And this is why I don't feel sorry for these men who are online complaining about a male loneliness epidemic, which they have perpetrated themselves. They have created the male loneliness epidemic. A lot of men are out here dating women who have money just because those women have money and they know that those women are going to take care of them. I had a man last night tell me how he's with a sugar mama and she gives him money every week. And how he returns the favor is in the bedroom. So it's like she's paying him to have sex with her. It's reverse prostitution. Where if you are the woman, you're paying the man for sex, but she's paying him, and it is prostitution. She's paying him to have sex with her. And this man is bragging about how he's getting paid to have sex with this woman. This is what dating has come down to, you guys. Or you have men out here using women to get their needs met. Just like a lot of you are being used in your marriages to get these men's needs met. Because these men don't love you. They've openly said that they can hate you and still be with you to get their needs met. So this just further proves that people are not getting in relationships because you genuinely love the person you're with. You're getting involved with this person because they have something that you need that you can't get yourself. And you're using people in relationships to get your needs met. And y'all think I'm going to be serious about relationships out here? Me knowing the nature of how most men are, how I'm in anonymous chat seeing married men brag about how they're sleeping with mistress while married, how they purposely get away from their wives to cheat on them. Y'all have to be kidding me. So when I hear people talk about love and relationships, what world are you living in? Because the world that I see a bunch of married men out here, and I'm sure married women are doing this too, faithfully cheating on their wives with no kind of hesitance, no kind of guilt, remorse, or nothing. Just think it's okay to sleep around on their spouse that they supposedly love and care about. I'm done out here, you guys. The amount of married men that have approached me, you guys, I have a tally sheet of the amount of married men who have approached me willing to sleep on their wives. Yes, I'm not talking about 5-year marriages. I'm talking about these men have been married to these women a long time. And then they tell me about their families, and I'm like, man, why are you even out here in the dating world if you got a whole wife and family at home? Man, what is going on? And I'm sitting here listening to these men tell me these so-called sob stories about how their needs are not getting met. And this is what these manipulating, abusive, controlling types of men do. Oh, my wife is going through menopause and she hasn't taken care of me in this amount of time. And I miss sex and I miss this and man, you men are pitiful who do this. You are sad, pitiful men. If you are willing to cheat on your wife with no kind of hesitance, you disgust me as a single woman. Most of you men, you disgust me. You have no problem getting out here and sleeping around on your wife. Even if your wife is sick and dying in the hospital or has a terminal illness, you men have no kind of remorse for what you do to your wives. And this is why I don't feel sorry for these men who end up dying alone in nursing homes and in hospitals, and why their children never come and see them, because these men don't have good relationships with their children because of how they treated their mother. I don't feel sorry for these types of men. And I keep telling y'all, men are selfish by nature. Most men do not care about the needs and wants of women. All these men care about of today is getting their needs met and taking and taking and taking from women, leaving women emotionally drained and depleted, financially broken, spiritually broken, full of STDs and living in poverty. This is what you men do to women and your children, where you just cause insufferable pain to women. And I actually think and believe and know that most men do this because they get a pleasure out of watching women struggle, watching women be in pain, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. I think you have most men out here who enjoy watching their wife and their girlfriend suffer, go through heartbreaks and disappointments, nervous breakdown, anxiety, depression, from stress of dealing with you men. This is why I tell women that you men are insufferable. You just cause pain on women each and every day. It's bad enough we have to go through pain carrying you men. And after we have you. But then to sit here and raise you men, and then you turn around and still kick women in the ass after we birth you, let's say most planet. Because if you can sit down and talk about women the way that you talk about women and mistreat women the way that you do, dehumanize them, you don't deserve to be here. You don't deserve to have children. You damn sure don't deserve a wife, and you damn sure don't need to be here. All you men do largely is benefit off of the backs and suffering and oppression of women. And you take credit for shit that women have done that you haven't built or created. And then you get on here and you want women to treat you like a king when you're not even treating women like queens. You're treating them like shit. You guys, I am fucking fed up with men. I'm sorry. I'm fed up with them. They are just disappointments. They're insufferable. And all they know how to do is ruin good things. Most of them ruin good women. Yeah. So when a woman who's been a good woman and she's poured and poured and poured into men, and she doesn't get that same reciprocation back after dealing with men in relationships, let me tell you what happens to that type of woman. She becomes guarded. She becomes reserved. She becomes restricted. And she gets to a point where she doesn't need a man. Because these men show her why she's better off being single. These types of women end up with low self-esteem, low confidence, no value, no worth, no nothing. Because they have been broken and bruised by men so many times. So if a good man did appear, they would know how to deal with him or how to recognize him. And if women are constantly dealing with this coming from men, then this isn't a they problem. This is a he problem. And instead of these men becoming better and treating women better and evolving and respecting women, they would rather get online and complain about women by the shit that they're doing. Because after all, men, you're creating the problem. And then you turn around and you blame women for the shit that you're doing. And then you turn around and you don't hold other men accountable if you see them doing it. And then you tell women to their face it's their fault that they're getting treated the way that they're getting treated. And then the audacity of these men to still sit here and demand access to women. Access denied. Insufficient funds. You don't pour into Akita, you don't get nothing from Akita. You think I'm going to let you have access to my time, my energy, and my resources when you haven't poured into me? Are you men crazy? And for the women who are dealing with these men out here and they're not pouring into you, girl, you have low self-esteem. Get a backbone and stop letting men walk all over you and use you. Because these men can go and pay thousands of dollars to go to strip clubs and bars. But you demand a bouquet of flowers or chocolate or a nice dinner date, and they're griping and complaining about how you're trying to use them for their money. You ask these men to spend $50 or $60 on you for a nice date, they're griping and complaining. Oh, you just a gold digger. You're just trying to use me for a free meal. And granted, there are women out here doing that. But are you men going to continuously keep punishing women because of what one woman did? So guess what, man? If I want to go and have a nice $50 or $60 dinner, guess what? Akina's going to pay for it myself. By myself. I'll even take my girlfriends and pay for them a meal. I have taken my children to restaurants and have spent that amount of money on them in total. So what is this excuse with men why they can't do that for women that they say that they love and care about? You guys, every time men open up their mouth, it's just a disappointment coming out of it. And sometimes when I look at these men, all I can see is holes in their mouth from the lies that they're constantly spewing. And the toxicity that they're constantly spewing out of their mouth. And I don't know if you guys see it, but every time these men get on here on these mics and podcasts, I can just see the little devil horns and hooves. Just look at these men. Look at their faces when they're on here talking crap about women all damn day. You can just see the little devil horns peering under their heads and foreheads. Have you guys ever questioned why do men have big heads and why are they enlarged in the face? Okay. It's just nothing but lies that comes out of these men's mouths and manipulation, which it's based upon lies. These men can never be true to themselves and they can never be authentic about themselves unless they're manipulating women and lying to women. And it's in the Bible that men lie. You cannot trust a liar. You cannot trust most of these men out here. They will lie in your face. And if these men absolutely told you women the truth about who they were and are, half of y'all wouldn't even deal with them. Just be real with yourself and stop believing what these men say. Because I don't believe nothing that comes out of these men's mouth. All they do is lie. All you men do is lie to women. This woman know for a benefit of the doubt, you've been out here sleeping around on her. And you will look this woman clean in the face and tell her, no, I haven't cheated on you. When she can see your stained drawers. I mean, let's just be real, men. And your lipstick stained shirt. And she sees the woman's cell phone number listed in your phone and you'll swear up and down you don't know who that is. Oh, that's just a coworker. For real? Man, that ain't nothing. That was just something I ate. Come on now. Y'all, I love my peace. I'm not going to lie. I love my freedom. I love my space. I love being able to lay up in my bed and not have to worry about what no man is doing and who he's laying around with and what's going on with him when he's not in the bed with me. Y'all, I don't have to worry about no shitty drawers. I don't have to worry about no food on the floor. I don't have to worry about cleaning up behind no man because he refuses to pick up a mop and a broom and sweep. I don't have to worry about the piles of dirty dishes in the zinc or the trash running over. I don't have to worry about telling the man to get out here and cut the yard because the weeds are starting to grow out. I don't have to worry about the bathroom and piss around the toilet. I don't have to worry about the shower curtain not in the tub. I don't have to worry about going in the bathroom smelling men's piss. I don't have to go through that. But a lot of you women go through that. You got to go through that. You got to hear the snoring in your ear. because he's snoring like a old train wreck, and him farting everywhere, him staking up. Yeah, look, I don't have to go through that, y'all. It's peaceful when you can lay in your bed and not have to go through that. It is so peaceful when you can be in your own space and not have to go through that. I can clean my home and don't have to worry about it being messed up because I don't have no babies that I have to clean up behind. And I have taught my children to pick up a mop, a broom, a dish rag, a cleaning rag. Anything they put on the floor, I ask them to pick it up, clean it up. I don't have to go through that. I don't have to go through that. But a lot of you are dealing with that. You're in the house with a man and he refused to pick up a broom, a mop, a cleaning rag, a dish rag, a vacuum cleaner, a dish. All he knows how to do is to be catered to, and you're doing all of the heavy lifting in a relationship. And he thinks because he's giving you a little chump change that ain't even touching your bills, right? You know what I'm talking about, ladies, little chump change. I call it little hush money. $50 here, $35 there, $100 there, little hush hush money. He give you a little sex just to get you wet, to kind of get you feeling good, but you never have an orgasm. He put a little chump change. I call it chump change. Maybe some little gas money for you to get back and forth to work, or I don't know, order you something off of DoorDash or Uber Eats. Maybe to pick up a few groceries, the same groceries that he's going to eat if you go and get it. And if you do spend the money, he's going to some kind of way benefit from it. So it's not like he's actually taking care of you. Meanwhile, you're still paying the majority of your bills. You're still catering to him, hauling him back and forth to work and giving him what he needs. But your needs are not getting met. You bring up about the light bill, the rent, the car note, the furniture note. He been laying up in your bed that you're paying on. You've been hauling him around in the car that you're still paying on. You're using your paycheck to fill your gas tank. Every time you're cooking, he's looking for a meal. And yet these men continuously keep draining women. Mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And financially. Still demanding that you take care of them when they're not taking care of you. It's sad. It's sad what many of you women will do just to say that you have a man. Because look, if I got to take care of me in all areas, homeboy, you got to go. If I got to take care of me mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, and I'm financially taking care of me in my house, why are you in it? Why are you dancing around in my energy? And why am I entertaining you? What are you women actually going to be taken care of by these men who say they are providers and they're men, but yet they can't demonstrate that they are men? What these men are doing, you're just talking a good game, but when it comes time to action, your words and your actions are not matching. You want to know what I call it, ladies? I call it performative action. Where we can talk this good game, but when it's time to actually step up, you can't actually step up and be the man that this woman needs you to be. But then you get upset when this woman gets tired of you and she gets out here and she pursues a man who can do better than you. Now all of a sudden you're in your feelings. Now all of a sudden you heartbroken. Where were you when this woman was standing here next to you, demanding that you be this man for her, and she was giving you all of her? Where were you at then? See, now you've missed out. You missed out on an opportunity because you refused to step up and be a man for her. And another man came through and showed her what a real man was supposed to look like. Bro, you just missed out on your opportunity. So you didn't appreciate her when you had her. Now you regret losing her. And that's what a lot of you women need to do. You need to make men regret losing you. Not because you want them to be heartbroken and upset. So next time when they meet a good woman, they will do any and everything to make sure that they can keep that woman. Because a lot of these men, they don't appreciate good women until they're gone. You don't miss your well until it runs dry. And by the time you realize that you've lost this good woman, it's way too late. Because when a woman checks out emotionally, it's over for you and her. And I'm so tired of women just dealing with these half-assed men, expecting something that you're not going to get from them. You going into a relationship with a man, accepting 50-50. But then you get upset when he gives you 50-50 in the relationship and in the marriage. You want to know what I call that kind of relationship? I call it a roommate situation, where I'm only going to give him 50% of my time because he's only giving me 50% of him. Would you want a 50-50 relationship? You're not going to get the completeness of this man. You're only going to get half of them. So why would you think it's okay to deal with a 50-50 man? I don't deal with 50-50 men. Not financially, not emotionally, not mentally, not spiritually. I feel like if you're going to approach me as a man, you need to be ready to make that commitment 110% on all levels. Because when you have access to me, you're not going to get half of me. You're going to get all of me. And if you don't want to date a woman who has children, well, then you don't have to. But you women, you guys keep settling for less. And then you're complaining about the cup being half full. You're complaining about these men when they're giving you exactly what you signed up for. When you gave them permission to treat you like this. These men continuously keep testing the boundaries because they want to see how far they can go along and do what they want to do with you. You have to establish these boundaries with these men up front. Because if you don't, they're going to walk all over you and they're going to treat you just how you want to be treated. So I will tell men, look, man, your first impression with me is the first impression that I'm going to look at. And most likely will be the last that I will always remember. Rather than you men be truthful with yourself and with women, you would rather get out here and play mind games and lie to women and string them along like they're little rag dolls. And I'm telling you, all of this little hot and cold and inconsistent behavior and mind games, you done just missed out on me. You think I'm going to sit down and tolerate that from you? When I get tired of that and I get tired of you and I block you, it's over for you and me. You want to play all of these little childish high school games. You're going to be on the outside looking in, and I'm going to be long gone. And you're going to be trying to remember who I was. And all I'm going to leave is just a trail of my existence. I tell men, do not play with me when you approach me, because I am not a typical woman out here. Women like me who have high standards and we have sat back and studied you men, those kind of games like that is going to leave you high and dry. Because what's going to wind up happening, you're going to end up losing out on a good woman, and she's going to slip right through your fingers because you're out here playing little high school games. I don't entertain men who are playing those types of mind games, you guys. All of this back and forth, hot and cold, inconsistent, little childish games. You go play with some Legos or go play in little girls' faces. Do not play in grown women faces like mine. Because me, I'm going to come, I'm going to check you on your behavior. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to tolerate this. And then I'm going to send you on your way. I'm going to send you on your way. And whatever you do with that is going to be on you. Or you contact me and I tell you, hey, I'm busy. I'm legitimately busy. I can see you calling my phone and I wouldn't even answer. I will purposely let your call go straight to voicemail and answer you when I feel like it. I can hear you knocking at my front door and won't even, I'll go on mute. I can hear you knocking, but it ain't gonna mean I'm gonna let you in. You wanna act childish and immature and stupid, you can be left alone. You wanna act like a little boy when you're a grown ass man, you can be left alone. You wanna get on here with your little man tantrums and little rage bait tantrums, like you're on your period and having PMS, you could be left alone. I don't deal with little man child you got. And it's a lot of men out here not emotionally mature. They walk around here and they act like children. Let me tell you what I do when my children act like that. Get on their little tantrums and slam doors and raise their voice. That type of stuff don't intimidate me. As long as my children don't put their hands on me, I'll let them act out until I get tired of hearing them act out. And I tell them, you got two things. You're going to either keep your mouth closed or you could put your shoes on and you could go outside and act like a fool out in the yard. Because I don't want to hear any more of that in my house. When my son get in here on his little man tantrum, hey, bro, you can put your shoes on. You can hit on the outside. You got two choices. You're going to close your mouth or you're going to get up out of my house disturbing my peace with that noise. And how quick do he get his mouth closed when I'm directing him up out of here? You're not going to raise your voice. You're not going to yell. You're not going to be screaming in my ear to get a point across. And you damn sure ain't going to be putting your hands on me. This is how you men act. You act just like a bunch of children when you can't get your way. You want to act like a child, you can get treated like one. Because you upset because you rejected and can't get laid and women don't want to talk to you and all. Come on now. Be for real. Nobody owes you their time, their energy, or anything. You do realize that. And if somebody is giving you the opportunity of them, be appreciative of that. Don't take that for granted. Because women don't owe you men anything. I'm not here for you men's pleasure. I'm not here to entertain you in whatever you're talking about. But if I'm going to deal with you, it's because I love you and I care about you. And that needs to be reciprocated the same way that I'm giving it to you. So when these men are coming and they're asking y'all for kitty cat, pay them, to charge them. Don't pay them. Well, the one lady is paying a guy for that, but if that's what you do, hey, you do you for that. But if these men are approaching y'all looking for kitty cat and all this stuff, charge their asses. We're going to start mirroring these men out here. Stop giving these men free access to things that they have not earned or have been rewarded for. And I don't reward men because you exist. I'm not about to give you access to me because you're a man and you think that you are entitled to me. I don't care about all that. And if I tell you that I'm not going to give you access to me, then that's what it means. But to the women out here who want to do that, charge their asses. Stop letting these men have free access to you. They want you to cook and clean, charge them. They want you to give them kitty cat, pay, charge them, or pay them, whatever you choose to do. Since men are transactional, why not charge them? These men wouldn't go to a strip club and get their kinks off for free. They wouldn't go to a bar and get free drinks. They wouldn't go to a therapist and talk to a therapist for free. These men who want to trauma dump, when they get ready to start trauma dumping, tell them you can hit my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal. You're not going to sit down and trauma dump about your problems to me and trauma dump that on me for free. You're going to pay me to get your needs met. You want me to cook for you, homeboy? You're going to go buy the ingredients and I'm going to charge you what I want to charge you. You want your house clean? You're going to pay me to clean your house. I have no problem coming in. I want my money up front. I don't have a problem listening to you talk about your woes. You're going to pay me up front, bro. You're not going to be using my time, my energy, and resources when you cannot get these services for free out here. Because if you go to any therapist's office, you're going to pay anywhere from $100 to $200. You go to any escort service, man, you're going to pay up front to get kitty cat. You are not going to be using me to get your needs met. You wouldn't go to McDonald's, Burger King, or any restaurant and eat for free. You're going to pay the restaurant after you sit down and enjoy the meal, correct? So why do these men think that they are entitled to women's time, energy, and resources when they haven't even earned it? It's called entitlement. Oh man, I'm just going to ride around in my girlfriend's car. You know you didn't buy that car. You know you didn't help her get it. You're not even putting gas in it. You're not even paying on the, better yet, you're not even on the car